Hey guys, Scripter here with another video, and it's not that reshoots are necessarily a big deal. They happen in movies, okay? They do. They happen fairly regularly. But this, just when it's Star Wars and it's Lucasfilm and with all the reshoots that went on, like you think about The Rise of Skywalker, they were literally working on it and reshooting a couple of months before the movie came out. And a lot of us suspect that was because they shoehorned Ian McDiarmid in as Palpatine at the last minute and a bunch of other things, because Daisy Ridley herself said that halfway through shooting, she still didn't know her lineage, her character's lineage, Rey's lineage. So, and then you have J.J. Abrams saying they had no plan. And so this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, although it is Disney Star Wars, so the likelihood of it being bad is quite high, whether it's Shawn Levy or anybody else doing the movie. They seem to always have a problem, and they seem to never have a plan. And so now he's talking about how they've reworked the entire third act, and it's much better than the original idea. Well, what is it then? Like, did Shawn Levy have his idea, and then, I don't know, Kathy came down and said, oh, we need to have Rey in the third act? Is that what happened? I guess we'll find out when the movie comes out, but boy, oh boy, you start to wonder, because it's like, this is supposed to be, Shawn Levy has said, you know, that in other interviews that this is totally separate, it has nothing to do with anything else, it has nothing to do with the sequels, nothing to do with anything, all different characters, totally separate, and now they're redoing the third act, and you're like, is this Disney saying, oh no, we need to put Rey in there? That's what I've been predicting, that she's in this. She's at the end. That's where this kid's getting brought to, is to Rey, right? Because Ryan Gosling's character is taking this kid somewhere, and the rumors are that it ends up that he's bringing him to Rey. So, is that what this is? Did Shawn Levy shoot his movie, and then Kathy stepped in and said, no, we need to add Rey? Is that what happened? I don't know. But it is kind of weird, and it's just indicative of what has been going on at Disney. And the problem isn't that they're doing reshoots. Like I said, that's not that abnormal. It's that the precedent that Disney has set means that we just don't trust them, right? Like this, so it's like, oh, it's like any normal circumstance, right? Like let's say that the stuff that Disney produced was decent, right? Okay, it's fine. It's good enough. It's all right. And then they said, oh, we're reshooting the third act of this next movie that's coming out. Oh, okay, well, whatever. Like, you know, you wouldn't really think about it, right? But because the content has been so crappy, and when you look at The Rise of Skywalker, doesn't it feel like the Palpatine thing was shoehorned in at the end? Like, doesn't it feel like that? You know, when Poe says, somehow Palpatine's returned, doesn't that kind of make you think like they did it so quickly and they threw it in at the end, so that's the only thing they could think of to explain it because they didn't have time to write anything. Now, I'm not saying that even if they had time they would write something great. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it felt very shoehorned. Big time. And so when you have this type of stuff going on, when Shawn Levy comes out and says, oh, we're redoing the entire third act, you're like, that doesn't sound good. And it's hard to give them the benefit of the doubt because they've screwed it up so bad and they've done this so many times and there was no plan. And so this feels like, again, like a non-plan, that they're just changing things last minute. So here's what he says. There was something unexpected on Starfighter. It was, we had a whole different idea for something in the third act and then things didn't align. Why would they not align, Sean? I thought you said this was a completely standalone movie. What did they need to align with? Like, if it's a standalone movie and it has nothing to do with any other Star Wars thing, why wouldn't it align? Like, it's a separate thing, right? That's what you've been saying this whole time. See what I'm saying? Like, the trust is gone with Lucasfilm right now. For me, anyway, and I'm sure for many of you. Anyway, so he says, things didn't align, and I was forced to come up with a new idea, and I'm literally right now shooting that section of the movie. So maybe it's not a reshoot but it's definitely a change in the third act, right? So maybe they're not reshooting the third act, but they changed what the third act is going to be, and they're shooting it. So while they're shooting it, they're changing things. And there's nothing wrong with changing certain things. Lines, this and that and the other thing. But when you're changing the idea, that's a script issue. And I know George did this too. He changed a lot of stuff, and he changed the scripts while he was shooting. But he got away with it, right? It turned out good, right? So it's not to say you can't do that. But with Disney, Star Wars, the changing of ideas and everything else that was going on has not worked out well. Like, you think Snoke, right? Do we really believe that the initial intention was for Snoke to just be some rando clone guy who dies like so easily? When I tweeted a while ago about the concept art and the original Snoke concept art, he looked like a Mun. I believe that he originally was supposed to be Plagueis. I do. Because he looks like a Mun in the concept art. There's no question about it. This feels the same. It feels like they're making it up as they go along, but not in a good way. Not in a, hey, I'm going to listen to what this person over here is saying because it's going to make my film better, the way George would do it in the OT especially. It feels like other entities, people not directly involved with the film, are making these decisions. And every day I'm grateful that the way I was supposed to do it didn't work out. The way I was supposed to do it. That, to me, says somebody said you were supposed to do this thing and now you're doing this other thing. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Rey was in it and then they've decided to take her out because of the social media backlash or what have you. Response to the possibility. Because the response to the possibility of him bringing this kid to Rey was quite negative. People do not want to see Rey. And then that Daisy Ridley's now booked for the next couple of years filming, so they're not doing that movie. It's not happening ever, I don't think. So maybe they were gonna have her in it, and now they're taking her out of it. It's that those are the only two things I can think of. It's one or the other. Because the new idea, I'm grateful that the way I was supposed to do it didn't work out, because the new idea that it forced me to explore is so much better than the original idea would have been. He admitted that he's feeling the pressure of telling a story in a galaxy far, far away. So somebody made him change this. Somebody made him do something different. That's what I get out of this. Could it have come from himself? Yes, but I don't know, man. This is not looking good. The first few weeks of shooting, it felt like this oppressive sort of cloud over me, because every day they would come to me, it's 100 questions a day. Who's they? They would come to me. Who's they? Executives, Lucasfilm executives, story group people, who is it? Because Kathy said he can do whatever he wants. That's what she says every time. Do whatever you want. It's 100 questions a day, and especially Starfighter, it's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's not legacy characters, and it's not in the period of time in the galaxy that's ever been explored. He continued, what this means is that we are inventing everything in the movie, and the desire to make design choices, character choices, planet choices, costume choices, droid choices, alien choices, all of it needs to feel Star Warsy. Then they go on to say it takes place a decade or two after Rise of Skywalker. No, it's 5 years. That's been established. I don't think that's what I don't think you're reshooting or retooling because of costume choices. Character choices. Well, I mean, guys, oh boy, is this a removal of Rey or an addition of Rey? I'm freaking determined to not let any of it feel derivative or lazily copycat. Kathleen Kennedy told me, make it original. You pick the writer. You pick the story. Just make it feel like a Shawn Levy movie. Make it warm-hearted and fun and built for audience delight. I don't know, guys. You guys let me know in the comments. I think this is not a good sign. And I'm still holding firm that Rey's going to be in this. And I have a sneaking suspicion. This is just my thought process based on how these people think and what they've done, right? This is just my logical conclusion. He had his movie written and somebody said, no, you need to change the third act because we need Rey in this movie. That's what I think. And the sad part is, if that's true, right? If that's true, here's this guy. He makes movies. They're very successful. And he takes on this movie. And he has his script and he's going through it. And then somebody above him comes down and says, no, well, we need to have this in it. That's what this feels like to me. I could be wrong. But if that's the case, that sucks. I would hate to be one of these directors. Like, if I wrote a script and I handed it to them and they said, yes, we're approving this, let's go shoot the movie. And then I'm in the middle of shooting the movie or I'm towards the back end of filming and somebody comes down and says, oh, no, you need to do this now. I'd be pretty ticked off. It's like, dude, if you approved it, you approved it. Why are you changing stuff now? And that's what this feels like. It feels just like the sequels. Redo this, redo that, no plan, no nothing. I don't know, guys. This is a bad sign in my opinion. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like, subscribe. It always helps the channel. Feel free to check out the rest of my channel. Have yourselves a very good day.